They didn't just join hip-hop, they changed it forever. Salt-N-Pepa came in loud, bold, and proud, showing the world that women could rap just as hard as the men. With wild style, catchy beats, and songs like Push It and Shoop, they had everyone dancing. But behind the fun and fame were fights, secrets, and heartbreak. DJ Spinderella got pushed out, lawsuits followed, and years of friendship were tested. How did a group built on girl power end up so divided? What really happened behind the scenes? Get ready because this hot gist is deeper, messier, and more powerful than anyone ever expected.
Sweet. Now, my first guests tonight are a trio of rap goddesses who need no introduction, but we've given them one anyway.
Right before fame came, Sandra Denton, born November 9th, 1966, better known as Peppa, was just a regular girl working the phones at Sears in College Point, New York. While on the job, she happened to meet Cheryl James, born March 28th, 1966, in the lunchroom. The two hit it off instantly, becoming close friends. Funny enough, they were both studying nursing at Queensborough Community College, just trying to figure out life. What's even wilder is that their co-workers at Sears included future stars like Kid and Play and even Martin Lawrence. But the real magic came through another Sears employee, Herbie Lovebug Azor, who was studying music production and happened to be Cheryl's boyfriend at the time. Herbie needed a song for one of his school projects and asked Cheryl and Sandra to help out. The girls said yes, probably thinking it was just a fun side thing. That little favor turned into their first track, The Showstopper, a direct response to Dougie Fresh's hit, The Show. At that time, they called themselves Supernature, and the beat they used was snatched from the movie Revenge of the Nerds. Herbie shared the track with DJ Marley Marl, who played it on his New York weekend radio show, and surprisingly, people loved it. Listeners kept calling in asking for more of that Salt-N-Pepa song, even though it wasn't even officially released yet. It was just a student project, but the buzz was real. Eventually, Pop Art Records stepped in to officially release the song, which got modest success on the R&B charts. That early taste of fame pushed Cheryl, Sandra, and Herbie to go all in on the music. Both Cheryl and Sandra dropped out of nursing school, and the group's name was officially switched to Salt-N-Pepa, thanks to a lyric that had stuck in listeners' heads.
Yo, what's up? This is Salt, Mr. Peppa, and it's Spinderella, and we cold chillin' with Ed Lover.
They landed a deal with Next Plateau Records, which was only willing to try a single at first. The girls recorded I'll Take Your Man, another bold, sassy track, and the label liked what they heard. Before the album could happen, though, Herbie thought the group needed to have the same kind of trio setup as Run DMC. So he brought in DJ LaToya Hanson as the original Spinderella. They completed the debut album Hot, Cool, and Vicious, but things didn't work out with Hanson. She and Cheryl didn't really vibe, so she left before the album even hit the shelves. That's when Herbie recruited 16-year-old Deidre Roper, born on August 3rd, 1970, who became the Spinderella everyone knows. Once the remix of Push It dropped, the game changed.
We recorded it in the bathroom.
Right. That's what we remember.
Of this guy named Fresh Gordon's.
That remix became their breakout hit, climbing charts and going platinum. Salt-N-Pepa weren't just another rap act. They were bold, sexy, and unapologetic. While hip-hop was still struggling for respect, especially for women, these ladies flipped the narrative. They wore what they wanted, said what they felt, and made sure everyone was talking.
Nice, that was our merch.
Yeah, we did the cut-in, y'all. Everything, yep, that's our merch. We did.
Our merch.
And when Let's Talk About Sex hit, it sealed their place as trailblazers who didn't just rap, but made realistic statements. So after Salt-N-Pepa had already gotten everyone dancing with their early hits, they weren't about to slow down. Their next album, which had the spicy title Assault with a Deadly Peppa, dropped in July of '88, and let me tell you, it came with heat. They teamed up with the go-go band EU for the jam Shake Your Thing, which blew up the R&B charts. That same album also delivered tracks like Get Up Everybody, Get Up, which did its thing on the R&B scene, while Twist and Shout didn't pop off too hard in the US, but overseas, Baby, it was a whole vibe, especially in the UK where it hit top 5 and keeps climbing in other parts of Europe too. But let's get into Black's Magic, which is the third album that really took things to another level for them.
And the new album is called Black's Magic. And I'm rapping. Y'all, yes, y'all. And I'm rapping.
This came out in March 1990, and it was a moment for real. Peppa was pregnant, but guess what? She was still killing it in the studio, while the group was switching up their game behind the scenes. Their longtime producer, Herbie Azor, was juggling a bunch of projects, so Salt-N-Pepa started working with new producers, and even Salt-N-Spinderella took control of the boards on some tracks.
Well, first of all, Mr. G, I like everybody to know that I'm producing. This is Salt, yes.
This album also marked the first time Spinderella had her voice all over the record, not just behind the DJ booth, but actually on the mic, and fans were loving it. They dropped a bunch of singles from this project, 6 in total, and several of them were straight-up chart smashes. Expression became a platinum banger, and that was Salt's baby because she produced it herself. Then there was Do You Want Me, I Don't Know with Kid and Play, Independent, and of course, the bold anthem Let's Talk About Sex, which had people talking for all kinds of reasons. That one even got a remix version later called Let's Talk About AIDS for awareness. In '93, Salt-N-Pepa came all the way through with Very Necessary under London Records, and baby, it was a whole movement. Salt, Peppa, Spinderella, and Herbie Azor were deep in their bag, cooking up bangers like Shoop, What a Man with En Vogue, and the bold None of Your Business. It sold 7 million worldwide, 5 million in the US, making them the first female rap group to go multi-platinum. And they kept that fire burning, hit the road with R. Kelly in '94, then snatched a Grammy in '95 for None of Your Business, becoming the first women in rap to win one, tied with Queen Latifah. Salt-N-Pepa weren't just killing the music game, they hit the big screen too. Salt popped up in Who's the Man, Peppa in Joe's Apartment. Peppa was also dating Tretch from Naughty by Nature, and their relationship was wild. Behind the scenes, drama with producer Herbie Azor started boiling. Money issues, royalty mess, and Salt cut off their chaotic romance for good. Eventually, they cut ties with London Records and landed a sweet $15 million deal with Red Ant Records. But the glow didn't last. Red Ant went bankrupt right after they dropped Brand New in '97. With no solid promo, the album only sparked minor hits like Are You Ready and Giddy Up, though it still managed to go gold in the US. By '99, the ladies were back on tour, and Peppa married Tretch that same year. But like the label deal, the marriage hit the rocks. They split 2 years later. By 2002, Salt was over the industry life and stepped away. She teased a solo project, but it never dropped. Instead, she popped up on a Christian rap track and opened up about her past struggle with bulimia. Peppa kept the spotlight on VH1's The Surreal Life, bringing her signature spice. While Spinderella rocked the airwaves with her throwback radio show, The Backspin on KKBT 100.3. For the next 5 years, the trio went their separate ways, each doing their own thing. Then came September 2005, and boom, Salt-N-Pepa popped out at VH1's Hip Hop Honors and shut it down. The energy was crazy. And by the next year, the full trio reunited, including Spinderella, and blazed the stage with What a Man alongside En Vogue, first time ever performing it live together, and their first group performance in 6 years. By 2007, Salt-N-Pepa were officially back, but life had changed because they were all moms now.
Expectations on you, and you also want to be moms.
It was a challenge.
Oh, it was a challenge.
Yeah, we had bassinets.
Spinderella had her daughter, Christy Ray, with ex-NBA baller Kenny Anderson. Yes, the same daughter who popped up on My Super Sweet 16 in 2008. Peppa, Tyron Jr., and Egypt Janari Chris, and her daughter's dad is Tretch from Naughty by Nature. Salt was on her mommy grind too, raising a Corinne and Chappelle Ray. In October 2007, VH1 gave us the Salt-N-Pepa show, and girl, it was full of drama. Salt-N-Pepa hashed it out, while Spinderella made a few spicy cameos. In 2008, Peppa dropped her no-holds-barred book, Let's Talk About Pep, then got her own VH1 reality show with the same name. With the same energy they had, they hit Hawaii in 2009, toured Australia in 2010, and got honored with the I Am Hip Hop Award at the BET Awards.
Even with all the hits, awards, and girl power vibes, Salt-N-Pepa couldn't dodge the drama. In 2019, while fans were hyped watching them rock the stage on the mixtape tour with New Kids on the Block, DJ Spinderella dropped a bomb. She'd actually been kicked out of the group months before the tour even started. She aired it out on social media, and fans were shook because everything looked picture perfect from the outside. Next thing you know, DJ Coca Chanel slides in to take her spot, and just like that, Spin was out the mix. Fast forward a bit, Salt-N-Pepa dropped their Lifetime biopic in early 2021. It got love for the casting and vibes, but folks couldn't help but notice the elephant in the room: no Spinderella. Despite being ride or die with them for years, she wasn't consulted at all. Cold. Still, despite being iced out in real life, Spinderella's character was all up in the biopic, which made things even messier. She was hurt, and she let the world know. How you gonna tell the Salt-N-Pepa story and leave out the third piece of the puzzle? For a group that preached sisterhood and empowerment, that move felt mad personal. Then came the big blow. Spin filed a lawsuit. She wasn't just mad, she wanted her coins. She said they cut her out of royalties and cash she rightfully earned. According to her, she helped build Salt-N-Pepa's legacy, rocked stages for decades, and held it down behind the decks, only to be tossed aside like she didn't matter.
It's out of our hands, and she always blames us, think that's, to fight. We do fight.
The legal drama finally wrapped up with a private settlement, but by then, the sisterhood was already cracked. Even with all the drama and distance, the trio came together for one last iconic moment in 2022, when they received their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It was bittersweet, but history was made.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly welcome to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Salt-N-Pepa.
Around that time, both Salt-N-Pepa let it be known they weren't closed off to healing. They dropped hints that they had tried to reach out to Spinderella and were hoping to make peace someday. But that's not all. 2025, Salt-N-Pepa hit Universal Music Group with a major lawsuit. They're fighting to reclaim the rights to their classic hits like Push It and Shoop, using a law that lets artists take back their masters after a few decades. They say UMG got petty, pulling their music off streaming platforms in retaliation. Now they're in court, demanding damages and full control of their work. Salt-N-Pepa ain't backing down. They want what's theirs. No matter the drama, Salt-N-Pepa's legacy is locked in. These ladies didn't just drop bangers, they shook the whole game. With over 15 million records sold, they didn't just make hits, they made history. In 1995, they snagged a Grammy for Best Rap Performance by a Duo or Group, becoming one of the first female rap acts to ever win it. And that's just the start. They got BET Hip Hop Awards, MTV accolades, and even landed a spot on VH1's Hip Hop Honors List. Their impact wasn't just lyrical, it was generational. They helped shape the sound and swagger of hip-hop and pop, showing the world that women could hold their own and own the room. Money-wise, they're sitting nice. Cheryl Salt James is worth around $14 million, and Sandra Peppa clocks in at $15 million. And DJ Spinderella, she's not far behind either. That wealth came not just from hits, but from smart moves. TV gigs, tours, brand deals, you name it. At the end of the day, the beefs, lawsuits, and ups and downs, Salt-N-Pepa's name is etched in the game forever.